Welcome to the Arts and Entertainment. I'm Amy Zabrin.
And I'm Daryl Watkins. Peace to all. You are now plugged into State of the Arts on Mid-State Magazine. Out of the four elements of hip-hop, graffiti in the past has been singled out as detrimental and non-artistically merited art form.
Only in recent years have there been efforts to utilize talented youth and communities to beautify instead of deface. But the quest for artistry in the field still continues.
Yeah, that's right, Amy. We still are looking for the Picasso of Krylon. But as proof of the durability of this art form, we have our special in-house guest tonight, Bradley University student Toby Grubb. Now, Toby, how long have you been writing and doing artwork?
Well, I've been, I actually started, first I started as a graphic artist. I've always been very interested in like letters and typography, and so it kind of branched out from there. Junior year I started designing along the lines of graffiti letters, and then senior year I really started to get out and painting on trains and legal walls and illegal walls and other things like that.
What types of artwork have you done around Peoria?
Well, I've done several things for my fraternity within the house, and also just things for friends, whether it be designing like letters for T-shirts or stuff in people's basements, whatever, just things along those lines.
Great.
Cool. Now, what type of techniques do you use personally when you go out there?
Well, actually, I'm not as good of a I don't know if you want to call it like letter artist as a lot of other taggers or graffiti artists. I'm more into like the fine art as far as faces, which is what I'm doing here. That's where I think my talent is. But as far as techniques that I use, I make use of like a piece of cardboard or something to kind of clean up the lines to make the art stand out a little bit. So.
Right. Now, could you explain some things about the piece you're doing now?
The picture I'm doing now, yeah, it's basically just a face from a popular rap group. And then these letters down here are going to be LQ, but you want to develop a base first before you start throwing up the letters, because that's the thing that wants to pop out on top. Right. So I'm just kind of setting the base and working on the face a little bit and making sure things look correct. So.
Now, besides the cardboard that you use, it's just regular spray paint, correct?
Yeah, it's regular spray paint. Occasionally I'll put on special tips. These I got in particular from New York City. Sometimes a lot of graffiti artists will order their tips from different places. They have different, like, makes it fatter or thin or long and straight, whatever, but I use different things like that. But other than that, it's just all can control and being able to move your arm correctly. That's pretty much how it goes.
And what kind of materials do you work on, mostly? Mostly
walls. And then like recently I've been getting into a lot of wood because walls aren't accessible and legal for that matter in Peoria. So I'm from Decatur and I got to do a lot of legal stuff down there, but here I've just been restricted mostly to pieces of wood, things like that for class or a friend or whatever it be.
Great.
Now, how do you think that today's artists, as far as graffiti goes, fit into the modern hip-hop scene?
That's a tough question. I think that they definitely still have their place. I think that unfortunately the hip hop scene in general is getting to the point where it's all about money, cash money, millionaires, whatever, and we've lost focus a lot on where it really came from. We're getting back there, and that's why I think graffiti is being repopularized again, as it was like in the 70s, like mid 80s or whatever. But yeah, I think it definitely has its place. I think it started with that, and then went to breakdancing, then went to MC. It was a whole culture that started. So I don't know if that answers your question or not.
How do you think you fit into that?
I don't fit into hip hop at all. No, I try. I'm a poser, I guess, but I do like it, and I do my best. I just think I fit in as an artist, and I respect it, and I think that's what matters. As long as you know what's going on, you respect it. That's what counts.
What types of paintings do you do besides, I mean, obviously you're doing something from a CD cover here with lettering, but is that normally what you do? Do you sketch out your paintings first?
I actually have a whole tag book that I use. Artists call it a piece book, and it's like just a lot of different thoughts and stuff you have. Sometimes people write in poems or whatever, but most of the time it's just like different letters or faces or whatever you want to draw, or characters. A lot of people use like cartoon characters from Von Bode or a lot of other different cartoons. But I decided to do faces, and then I guess I kind of explained.
Lettering.
Yeah.
So always letters and faces, or?
Pretty much. Sometimes I'll do like cityscapes or whatever the piece calls for, but this is my calling. This is what I like to do the most. It's faces.
Now, since you started, how do you think your work has progressed?
Immensely. When I first started, I was doing like bubble letters. I think all people that do graph kind of start at that level. They start doing the big goofy looking letters, and then it just starts getting a little sharper and cleaner, and then you start to develop like the backgrounds and the fades inside the letters, which I probably need to get started on right now, so I'll do that.
So from that, where do you want to be with your art?
I'm really looking to get into graphic design, a lot more multimedia, motion graphics. But I think that it's important to have a wide variety of talents within art to bring to the table when you get hired or whatever. But I don't know. I just want to incorporate the letters and the style involved in my graphic design like throughout life. So that's my goal.
Now, who are some of your influences to begin this?
To begin, I'd say actually one of my first ones was just my art teacher encouraging me in high school to, kind of get out and explore, even in junior high as well, different kinds of art. And then from there, I started just checking out websites and things like that. And then it started to be like, I found artists that I really admired. One in particular is Dime from Germany. Coke 2 is a kind of a famous one from the New York area. Just people like that I kind of started looking at in magazines, on websites, kind of getting a feel for how it works. Because you really need to know the history of it before you just start trying to tag, to be honest.
Great.
All right, well, that is almost all the time we have for today.
Thank you very much.
And Toby, we're gonna see how long have you been working on this piece so far?
I think I started about 45 minutes or something ago, like that.
Is amazing.
So, yeah.
And how long do you think you have before it's finished?
Not too much longer, because I really need to just put some finishing touches on the face and finish the letters in there. Shouldn't take too much longer, but it does take a long time to set up the painting as far as like thinking about it, drawing it out, and then getting it up on the board. So.
Great.
So do you work quickly in comparison to other artists?
I don't with the faces. I usually take my time, but like sometimes it'll take about an hour to do a good face, depending on the size and like where it is, because sometimes you have to paint fast. Or like my last one was for an assignment, and I had to get it done pretty quick, so I had to paint fast. It just depends on your style, how fast you can paint.
Well, thank you very much for coming in. We appreciate all your time.
I appreciate it too. Thank you.
For Mid-State Magazine, this is Amy Zabrin.
This is Daryl Watkins, State of the Art.